The Rippaverse is here, everybody. We are talking about Alpha Core #1 of Eric July's Rippaverse comic series. We are big fans, and today we're going to learn more about this interesting comic, this interesting team, and we're just going to have an interesting time here on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
First, you talk first. I talk first.
I'll talk first, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, the most wearing the black between the two of us, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land. You know, my mom always used to tell me I have too many black T-shirts, and yeah, some things never change.
Oh gosh. Well, that's true. Now that I think about it, because you always had some kind of concert shirt, but it was always black with some kind of really cool on it. I think when I first met you, was it a striper when you were wearing? I think it was.
No, it was probably Petra, most likely.
Petra, this
really cool. Yeah. Yeah, you remember walking around church singing "It Is Finished."
Yep.
Yeah, because I had a really cool Petra T-shirt with the '80s logo. I love the '80s Petra logo. That's my favorite version, with the sword and as the T and everything. Mm-hmm. And then it had like 3 triangles in the back, and it said "God gave rock and roll to you." It was an awesome Petra shirt. Yeah. It wouldn't fit me today, so I was a lot smaller in high school. You know, I need to do something real quick before I forget. Yeah. But today is Steven's birthday, so everyone wish happy birthday. And
it's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look good. You look fine. You look good. You look fine. Hope you had a great time. Happy birthday to you. Hey,
thank you. I appreciate that.
That's the Red Lobster happy birthday song.
I thought that sounded familiar.
For those who may not know, I used to work at Red Lobster years ago.
Long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Right, sure thing.
Oh, gosh.
So what's been going on?
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. No, I'm just kidding. So, good. I'm excited. So it'll be a good day. I went and saw Deadpool for the second time last night. And we watched it in 3D. So for those who have seen it, 3D abs, baby. Those who have seen it know exactly what I'm talking about at the end of the movie.
I don't know. I'd just be going, I don't look like that.
Right.
God has a sense of humor, doesn't he?
That he does. So I think tonight I'm going to go out to eat. I haven't just quite decided yet what I want to do, where I want to go, kind of a thing. So, but yeah, interesting.
Well, hopefully the family takes you out and shows you a good time. And
actually, the family is out of town.
Steven gets to do whatever he wants for his birthday.
I get to do whatever I want. Nice. I love, because my wife had a girls trip plan, but she was supposed to be back today, but it ended up they're actually staying another night, and we're just going to miss my birthday. And so jokingly I told her, well, honey, I'll make sure that I take down the stripper pole before you get back.
Oh,
wow. Being silly, everybody. I'm just giving her. I'm just giving her a hard time. So yeah, that's pretty funny. So anyway, all right. I'm excited for today's show because I want to get your feedback on some stuff. So or what do we want to do first? News or
Well, let me give a quick update. So we've been talking lately about our AI AI novels, books, stories that we've been working on. And I currently am working on a book that I have said that I want to get out by October. I believe I am going to get it finished this weekend. So I'm really excited about that. And then, like you and I were talking before the show, pre-show, that we're going to have a couple people proofread it before we do it. But yes, so I think I am on schedule to get it released by October, and super excited. So maybe next week I'll have a title to share, and because I don't want to give the title away just yet, and maybe even a synopsis. We'll see.
That'd be great. Okay, cool beans. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to tell everybody. It's been hard to keep it a secret. So
yeah, it has. It's been not to mention this week I came up with ideas for a second book. So
right.
And then I'm like, oh, I want to start working on that. No, I got to finish this one first. Yes. But yeah, the whole AI writing is a lot of fun. It's an enjoyable process. I've really enjoyed doing this, and I didn't think I would at first, but I started messing around with it, and yeah, it just keeps flowing and flowing. Oh wait, now I got this idea. All right, can we add this? So it's just been one of those cool processes.
Yeah. So,
all right, we ready to move on to geeky news? All right, let's do this. All right, so I have some geeky news that I'm kind of excited to share. So we're finally starting to get some rumblings about Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves. Steven and I did review Constantine, the first one, from 2005, because both of us are Constantine fans. We've reviewed a couple of the Constantine animated films, and I had never watched the Keanu Reeves, and I think part of the reason was when it came out, I didn't know if I'd be interested in it, and then I got kind of hooked on the DC Comics version of Constantine and their interpretation of him and the animated movies, and I kind of fell in love with that version. And then what we got on the DC TV series, and I'm like, I love Keanu Reeves, but I don't know if I would like his Constantine. So we went back and watched it, and I got to say, yeah, it's a great movie. It's really good. Different take on Constantine. Still not my favorite version, but it is a good movie. It's really good. So start hearing rumblings about Constantine 2. They had been saying that back last year that they weren't sure that was happening with the new regime taking over.
Yeah, but wasn't he on? He was on a talk show. Whose was it? Was it Colbert?
Yeah, he was on Colbert.
Where he said if he wanted to do if there's any project he wanted to do, which one would it be? And he said Constantine, didn't he?
Constantine, yes. So yeah, they're saying that they are getting ready to start working on a script right now. So I am really excited. And right now, the only ones they're saying are for sure is definitely Keanu Reeves, which I don't think you can have Constantine 2 without Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And then what's his face that played Lucifer? I'm looking for his name here. I just said it to you earlier, and now I don't remember what it was.
There he is.
Yeah. So
Lucifer, like the show?
No, him right there.
The guy who played him.
Yeah, he played him in 2005. His name is
Peter Stormare.
Stormare. That's it. Yep. So
he did a great job.
Keanu and Peter Stormare will be returning as Constantine and Lucifer for sure. Nothing else on the rest of the cast. So not huge news, but it is confirmation that it is moving forward,
Mhm.
and I'm very happy about it. So, and it
Nice.
will definitely be a part of DC's Elseworlds, so it fits in with Matt Reeves, the Batman, and Joker, and so it kind of fits in with those. It does not go along with the DCU or expanded universe, whatever they want to call it. So,
Yeah.
and that's the news that I got.
Right on. Okay. Cool.
There we go. I was trying to find my cursor to remove it from the screen. All right. And I have no Geekdar, but I think you said you did.
I do. I got Geekdar.
All right. Let's go on to Geekdar then.
Throw with the radar, sir. What's wrong with it? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. It's not all he's lost.
Just want to say hi to Sam real quick. Sam's in the chat. He said
Sam. Hi, Sam. Hola, Sam. Well, so I'll share my screen sort of just so it gives something to see.
Sort of?
Kind of.
I think you either do or you don't. I don't know if there's a sort
or do not. So
there is no try.
Right. So there is Rebel Moon Director's Cut has been released.
Oh my gosh.
And each one, this one's like, what, 3.5 hours, almost 3.5 hours for part one. It's got some new, I just want to give Mirror's Breakfast with you, so you can do a little bit of it. Music is great. So without going too far into it, but here's the dealio, everybody. My complaints on world building and spacing are obviously if it's longer, he has more time to do that. And a lot of the scenes make more sense now. If you guys decide to watch it, I know some people didn't like it, and that's okay. If you didn't like it, don't watch them. If you thought, it was okay, give it a shot, give it a try, especially on the first one. Now, I will say this: the nudity factor is much more. The violence factor is, how there's like Schofield units for jalapenos and
jalapenos, right?
Yeah. So think of this as a ghost pepper on violence. So I even when I watched it, when I saw when the first cuts came out, I thought,
or would it be a Carolina Reaper? Because I think that's
Carolina Reaper.
Okay, Carolina Reaper.
The violence level is through the roof. I mean, it borders on gratuitous. I would say, no, I'd say it's gratuitous violence because sometimes you're like, oh yeah, they got it coming to them. The first one spends a little more time with some character development on a particular character that you don't know anything about. You don't even think he's a character, but he actually starts off the story about this character, and you don't realize it till later. But gosh, you hate that villain. I think the main villain, the Admiral, is a much more better villain. Yeah, than the cheers, everybody. He's a much more better villain than actually the main Emperor guy. But it was good. It filled in more world building. It helped give you more. At the beginning, I tried to attempt to do some Steven skips on scenes that I've already seen because it's the other one was 2.5 hours, so it's an extra hour of stuff. And on just the first one, only to realize later on that there are bits and pieces like 10 seconds here or 10 seconds there to help flesh out a whole bunch of other scenes as well. And it makes more sense. It's really good in the aspect if you want more world building. It does create some more like questions about world building that you're like, wait a minute, that's really interesting. Gosh, I wish you went into more detail on that kind of thing. So, the biggest, I'm just going to do spoilers. So here we go. The biggest world building change was that you remember where the ship had that big face and stuff that, the big dreadnought class had the big face and stuff. That is actually a life form that is in chains.
Oh, wow.
That is being caused to serve them. And it almost takes a Dune viewpoint, like where they rip time and space in order for the ship to move, but it drains that being in order to do that. And there is a connection between Korra, the main character, and that being. That Korra, you get more of her backstory as a child, where she had met that being originally, and the being understood her. And then when she's placing those explosives on that being, the being touches her mind, and then they talk, and you actually get to see the full being, and the being is talking with her, saying, I forgive you, just as the daughter said, I forgive you, just like that. And I understand this has to happen. And I said, but my vengeance will come with my sisters. And you're like, whoa. So it sets up this whole new world building for this creature that was harnessed and enslaved in order to run this ship. There's some neat that's the biggest thing that I enjoyed. But I
just have one question.
Yeah.
Why in the heck didn't he just release these first?
I thought the exact same thing.
I don't understand. Why do you release if you know that you don't have, I get going back later, a year later or something, and go,
right,
oh, I have more I want to add to this story, which, that's kind of the George Lucas thing. I get that a little bit more than, I'm going to develop this right at the beginning, but I'm going to give you the lesser version. And then 6 months down the line, I'm going to give you the
this is one of those situations where he filmed everything. He filmed everything at the same time. When you watch it, you will go, yeah. Now, I assume that he was wanting to do a PG-13 first to see how it would do on Netflix, and then do the R version, kind of a thing, to get twice as many views, I guess. Because there are some scenes in there where they change some of the words, because you're like, they say, well, everyone for the harvest, make love, or something like that. They don't say make love when it comes back. So they're using the F word a lot.
Okay, I'm curious. What is the Rotten Tomatoes score, one versus the other? Just curious.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes.
I know a lot of people don't like Rotten Tomatoes, but I mean, it's just
I like Rotten Tomatoes for the people score.
Well, yeah, I don't want to eat Rotten Tomatoes, but
oops.
I personally like ripe tomatoes, but I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm just curious of what the score is versus the original release and then this release.
Yeah, because they even changed the name. So 22% and then 29. Well, here, wait a minute. Let's do it like this. Let's see. That's probably the.
Yeah, click on it and get the whole thing.
61% audience score for the director's cut.
Wow. Okay, now let's compare that to.
Here, let me do it this way. Yeah.
There you go.
Here, let's go. Oh, it won't let me open a new tab. So Child of Fire was 56%.
So it did improve.
It did improve.
The audience. Yeah. Okay. Not a huge amount, but it put it over 50%. So
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do director's cut part 2.
That's also
67%.
the amazing. He released both the directors. It looks like he released both 67%. That's
he did. He did
at the same time.
Yeah, he did. Yes, you did. So, anyway, hey everybody, I'm going to cut it off there, just because I want us to get into our main show and stuff. But, yeah, I watched them sort of. kind of a thing. I did do
You
some
liked it
Steven
better.
skipping.
All
I
right.
do like them better. If I was to watch them again, which I probably will, because the music is very ethereal, space, science fiction-y. It's really nice. The shots are good. There is less slow-mo, by the way, everybody. There's where there was a lot, some of those slow-mo scenes that you have in the original cuts are not in the director's cut. So it moves faster, for lack of a better term. I mean, that sounds kind of an oxymoron, but the pace is much better. The storytelling is more fleshed out. And it's gritty, no doubt about it. They introduced some new things in there that you didn't really know what was going on. Yeah, it's rough. It's the grittiness. You really hate the villain. There's stuff they haven't shown, and they show it the director's cut. You just watch the first 20 minutes, and that gives you an inkling of where this version is headed. It's gritty, and it's emotionally wrenching in some ways, but it's setting up characters that you know of, but you didn't realize what their backstory was. So it's really not.
So
bad
you're
at all.
confirming that it's much more
better, everybody. Cheers. Yeah.
So I'm drinking Maui Punch Glitch today.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes. I think Megan got the Smurf juice today.
Uh-huh.
Right on. Are we ready for the main event?
Sure.
Let's do this.
Do the main event.
It's time for the main event.
Wow, that was loud in my headphones.
It did seem a little louder.
I hope it wasn't too loud for everyone on YouTube.
Oh gosh, that's funny. That's the funny stuff right there. All right. So how do we want to do this real quick? As you can tell, everybody, we saved it for the podcast. We really don't.
Yeah. Well, first, let me show this because I'm really excited about this, and it does fall in with our category today. So if you go to Rippaverse.com, they've revamped their whole website, and it's much more better.
It's much more better. Cheers.
Cheers. But what I really like is they added character profiles now. So you can go on there and you can start going through all of your favorite Rippaverse characters. So for instance, we're talking about Alpha Core today. So you can click on the individual members of Alpha Core, Braxwell, Brian Solari, and Ingrid Valdez. You can click on them, and then you can get their breakdown. So you can get their introduction, a little write up about them, their abilities. So like Braxwell, his abilities is flight and durability. His alter ego is Jeremiah Braxwell. First appearance was ISOM 1 and base of operations Florspark, Texas. And then it gives you the related comics he's in. So far he's been in ISOM 1, ISOM 2, Alpha Core 1, and Yaira 1. And then you can click on each of those to get more information. Really cool, great way to discover the Rippaverse and just learn more about the Rippaverse characters. I highly recommend going and checking these out and stuff. And the one that both Steven and I are really excited about, they got Horseman in here, and I believe he's the next book that will be introduced. So Horseman's in here. And his introduction, I'm pissing off a better class of hoods these days. Sounds great. His abilities are military training, proficiency in firearms, melee weapons, skilled fighter. His alter ego is Hector Lee Cabarello. First appearance is Horseman number 1, and his base of operations is Florspark, Texas. I think most of them will be Florspark, Texas right now because that's kind of where the Rippaverse is centered at the moment. But anyway, I would highly recommend that. Go check it out. It's super cool, and you can learn a lot more about your Rippaverse characters there. and Steven disappeared. I don't know where he went to.
No.
He's been beamed to black. Anyway, so while Steven's off screen, grab my Alpha Core here. So we're gonna. Oh, there he is. There he is. So we're going to be discussing Alpha Core number 1. This is the third book in the Rippaverse.
I think there's some green on that.
Yeah, there was. First 2 books was Isom 1 and Isom 2, and there we go. And Steven's got a nice little camera view of his book, so he got the different cover. And that's been the cool thing about Rippaverse also is each book has got alternate covers, so you can choose whichever cover you want. And so I think all but one of them are special editions, meaning that they will only sell those covers for so long, and eventually they'll cut them off. And
yeah, they won't reprint them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
here's the cool thing about it. It is, see if I can get that on there. Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett.
Yep. Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett are the artist and writer of this particular book. And like I said, the characters in this one are trying to go back to Alpha Core on the character thing
on the website. Yeah. I think one of the cool things that you show, there's my hand. Hi, everybody. I'm not a hand model, just saying.
Well, you are right now.
Oh gosh. If you go back to the website here, let me bring that up for a second. We'll add that. I like how you can highlight, like, view all, Alpha Core, Gooding, Isom, or Yaira. So if you can look at all the characters, but just the ones that have to do with Alpha Core.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. So you got Alpha Core, you got Gooding, which just has Gooding right now.
Yeah. We get our Gooding copies Monday. I get mine Monday.
Yes. I'm really excited. But we're going to go over Yaira before we go over Gooding. Because we've had Yaira for a little while now.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I want to let everybody know is I really appreciate Eric July. He's been on the show. That's a great episode because he talks really about leadership and in the industry and stuff, which is great. And so if you haven't checked it out, please check that one out. It is worth seeing. The other thing about Eric July is he's committed. And one of the things I'm gonna go back to let's see. Oops, I hit a wrong button. Sorry.
No, that's right.
Okay. On here, on each comic, everybody, he has a specific ethic for his comics. And I love this. Number 1 is respect the customer. Number 2 is canon and continuity. And then number 3 is a comprehensive timeline. So with respect to the customer, it's all about us and the fans, and that's what I really enjoy about his viewpoint is, hey, he's in it for the fans, not any ideology, not any particular underlying political viewpoint or anything like that. It's all about, we're going to create fun books. We're going to create interesting stories. Storytelling comes first, and it's really for our customer. And then the other part, the canon and continuity, is that they are creating an entire universe. That's what's called the Rippaverse, with all these characters, and they're going to do the hard work of, everybody knows I don't like multiverses and or time travel, all that kind of stuff. They're not going to do that kind of stuff for lazy storytelling. If they introduce any of that, in my opinion, it's all going to be based upon the story, not to try to change something. They're going to keep everything consistent and not change the characters for whatever reason. And then comprehensive timeline, this is based upon because you've got canon and continuity within that canon. They're going to make sure that there's a timeline to see these characters grow and develop.
And something else that he is doing that I think is a great idea. Now, you got the Rippaverse magazine, the Rippazine.
I do.
Number 1, and I'm getting mine Monday along with my Gooding book. Now, in that, he introduces a new character that has not been introduced in any of his books yet, and gives you a story with that character.
Mhm.
And he even has a survey somewhere,
It was an email that he sent out to
right,
everybody.
asking customers, how did you like this character? Do you want to see this character in his own book, and so on and so forth? So I think it's a great way to introduce some characters and get some feedback on it,
Mhm.
without putting them in a main book yet. There's nothing wrong with introducing a new character in a main book, of course, but I think
Yeah.
this is really cool because you get this little snapshot of the character that you're not going to get in the books.
Yeah. Salvage PI.
Neat. Very
Salvage. Salvage PI. I'm just kidding.
Salvage.
But you get it, and yeah. So yeah, introducing Salvage.
I like Yaira on there. She looks awesome there.
Yeah, the Rippaverse magazine's great. I haven't ordered number 2. Number 2 just came out. I haven't ordered it yet because I'm going to order it with the next book, if that makes sense.
That's what I figured too. I figured the next book's most likely going to be Horseman, and I'll order it along with Horseman also. And I think that's what I'll probably do, is I'll probably order the Rippazines along with the books as they come out.
Yeah.
I think that'll be my process.
Right on. Okay, so Alpha Core. Alpha Core is first introduced we saw them in ISOM 1.
Yes, we did.
But now you get a little bit more of who they are. And Mike, how would you describe this first book with Alpha Core? We'll come back and I'll show some images and stuff. Well, actually, let me show this one. I love this one.
So Alpha Core, like you said, was introduced in ISOM 1. And ISOM 1, you really didn't know who in the world they were.
Correct.
You didn't know if they're bad guys, if they're good guys, or what. Obviously, they're building up their story here in Alpha Core 1. They are good guys, but they are kind of like an elite military force who are to be called in when
dealing with accepts.
Yeah, that is the Rippaverse kind of
mutant,
equivalent to mutants, or
someone has super abilities, kind of a thing.
DC calls them what do they call them, Megan, in DC universe?
What?
Mutants,
the superheroes, they have a name for them and I can't think of what they're called. Anyway, that's sad because DC's more I'm more of a DC guy than I am a Marvel guy, and I can't remember that off the top of my head. Anyway, all the superheroes in this, they're known as accepts. And so if the police have an encounter with an accept that they cannot handle,
metahuman,
that's it, thank you. So this is kind of his equivalent to metahumans. If they can't handle, they call in the Alpha Core. They're
right.
The ones that come in and
you want to know why it's not easy to be Alpha Core? Because you're in green, and it's not easy being green. I couldn't resist, everybody.
Thank
Sorry.
you, Kermit the Frog.
Green is my favorite color. But anyway, I really enjoyed this book. And yeah, they're called in. And what's interesting is in the drama of the story revolves around that aspect, because the leader is all about, dare I say it, truth, justice, and the American way. No, I'm just kidding. But there is something to be said that he doesn't care if there's an accept or not. It's like there is wrongdoing and I can help. I can help save lives. And that's the tension point I got out of the beginning.
I had a feel of Mr. Incredible with Brian Solari. It just felt very Mr. Incredible to me. You know how Mr. Incredible is just itching to get out there and fight the bad guys, and all this stuff. And that's what I took from Brian Solari. He's the same. He's just like Mr. Incredible. He's excited about what he does, and he just wants to get out and kick some bad guy butt. That's all.
Right. Yeah, I got to talk about the art on this. The art is just phenomenal. I mean, you've got Chuck Dixon who's doing the story, which is great. And then you've got Joe Bennett who's doing all the penciling. And then there's other people who are doing the inking and stuff, but holy cow.
Oh, the art in this is beautiful. Every book has had beautiful art. Every one of them
has been, had wonderful art. I mean, it's detail. This is not just, I'll just put in a bad panel. You know how they got some bad panels because of cost restraints or whatever.
Yeah, there's one bad panel in here.
Yeah, that's a good one right here. Pew, 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 pew. Let me go. So everybody, I'm describing I'm showing a panel where the big hero, what's his name again? Holy cow. Yeah, Brian is there holding the villain way up in the air kind of a thing and stuff. So
now we get introduced to a few bad guys. This guy is kind of a, he's kind of a.
He's not an accept.
Yeah, he's not an accept. He's what's the word I'm trying to? He's kind of a goon, really. He's just a goon. That's what he is.
Right.
Kind of a nobody.
But he does have a pivotal point in the story of why he's doing what he's doing, which that's good storytelling. It wasn't just to have a goon kind of a thing. I don't want to say anymore.
I'm just saying that he's, okay, maybe a goon's not a good description. How about a patsy? He's a patsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's a patsy to the much bigger player on the bad guy's side.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of who is the big bad in the book.
Right.
That's the way I'll describe it.
Yeah.
And then we get introduced to a couple accept bad guys, which is pretty cool.
Somebody gets killed. Toasty. And then you get Alpha Cores involved because there was an accept involved and stuff. So it's pretty fabulous book.
I liked it. I liked this book a lot. A lot of world building in this book, though.
It is. I was going to say that there is a lot of world building because it's setting up. Here you have a superhero team. I don't want to say like Justice League, but there is a sense that you've got different people with different abilities who are coming together, like a SWAT team, or like a superhero SWAT team. These are individuals that are committed to working together as a team. So it's not like different heroes that just happen to come together once in a while. No, they are a team together, and where they're called in specifically for the purpose of, hey, there's an accept. We're called in to kind of investigate, so it's not just boom, boom, sock 'em, bop 'em, kind of a thing, as much as they are investigators as well, and following up on leads. And I like that. I like that difference that it brought in. The other world building is as you said, there's 3 villains that we kind of get, maybe 4 actually. Well, 5, but
we get
here. I'm going to share the screen so you can, or I'll take this off so that way you can share your screen.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we got Billy Bob Quinn, and we've got Galvin James, and click.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Well, and then Michael Cooper was another bad guy too, kind of. Here, let me click on Michael Cooper here. Let's see. Master Fighter, Isom 1, Florsam Park, but anyway, the really cool bad guys in this issue were Billy Bob and Galvin. It's Galvin though. Galvin's cool because he's got all electrical and stuff. His abilities is he emit charges. And he was in Alpha Core 1 is where he was introduced. But
you're about to get galvanized. That's funny.
That's an awesome line. Love it. Galvin was great. Billy Bob was great. I did not expect Billy Bob to turn into this fire-looking monster.
Yeah.
I felt like he was a combination of the Marvel's The Thing and
Human Torch.
Human Torch.
I love it. Yes.
My name is Billy Bob Quinn. I'm here to make a withdrawal, so start stacking that cash, y'all, because it all has my name on it. Yeah. He was great. So I really enjoyed the bad guys in this. I thought they were great. I think the world building's awesome in this, and I think it's going to kind of overflow into some of the other books possibly. But we'll see what happens.
Agreed. There seems to be a cool criminal mastermind framework that's occurring. So,
Right.
Like you scroll down just a little bit for the.
It didn't give the other.
Hit page 2.
I was on it. It gives you Michael Cooper, Mick Davies, Sandy Kim. She's part of the Alpha Corps, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and then Yaira.
Yeah, it's who we see within those comics. Yes,
right. So
Michael Copper. That's who it is. That's the guy. Michael Copper's I think he's the main villain.
Yeah, but the girl's not. There was a girl too.
That's the other girl. That's the one on the first page, Lily.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right, let me go back to that. All characters. Because I think she may be no.
No. Okay, scroll up. Boy, you're scrolling crazy.
Sorry.
That's okay. Go to click the Alpha Core one. And then scroll down. Right there, Lillian.
Oh, Lillian. Okay, there. I missed her. I completely missed her. No game, Michael. Yeah, okay. And if it were, you and I have already won.
Yeah. So she's.
My God, my dog is going nuts. I even gave her melatonin an hour before we started. An hour and a half before we started. I took her for a walk too, and she is just going insane still.
Yeah, mine's been going berserk too. Must be moon face going on. So I like this character Lillian because she's like the right hand man to the villain, to the main villain, which is Michael Copper, who's like the head of this whole big organization kind of a thing. And what's fascinating about it is that
hey, check out her abilities. Some form of purple magic.
Yeah.
You can tell they're still fleshing out some of the stuff as they go along. I'm sorry. I just had to break in and say that. I thought it was
I don't. They know what it is. It's not that they're still fleshing out. I think they're being very selective about what they reveal when they reveal it.
Right.
And so
when I say fleshing out, I don't mean that they haven't come up with the idea yet.
Yeah,
they're just like you said, they're just being selective of when they release it and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Some form of purple magic and stuff. So yeah,
she looks great though.
Great. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how she evolves because she seems to have a good head on her shoulders as well. Mm-hmm. And so in the story, she's blaming Michael Copper for being incompetent kind of a thing. You said you were going to handle this. I will handle this. So there's going to be some tension, I bet, between these two.
Right. And I personally don't think Michael Copper is incompetent. I think he's just arrogant. That was my take from the book.
I would say that.
Definitely not incompetent, but for sure arrogant.
Yeah.
That's how I'll say that for him.
Yeah. I think the nice thing about these comics as well, that I think bears mentioning is when you're getting these pages, how many pages is this? What is it? 80?
I was gonna say like 70 or something. I don't even know if there was a page count.
In today's comics, Marvel, DC, like one of the things you had got me was the Last Jedi comic, and I love it. Or not Last Jedi, the Ronin Jedi one. Or not Ronin Jedi, but the Ronin comic. There was an ad every other page kind of a thing. And I'm like, it's the cost of comics, which you're getting. But here's the thing about it. There are no ads in
Nope,
these.
not one.
I mean, you've got not in the middle of the book, but at the end of the book, you've got some stuff here. I'll show you. I'll show everybody on this.
Yeah, they don't have page numbers, so I can't tell you and I'm not going to count the pages.
yeah,
But I want to say it's something like 80 pages.
it's probably it'll tell you how many's on the book and stuff. But like at the end, yeah, okay, there's, if you want to get t-shirts or a box to put all your comics in or some posters, they're on there and all. Here's some fun art that they give, some Joe Bennett pencils on. That was cover A. For those who got cover A, that's what the pencil looks like
Nice.
before it got colored and stuff, which makes you really appreciate those inkers, man, what they can do. Here's up next is Yaira. That's why we're doing them in order. So we're doing Yaira's next. And then here's a letter from Chuck Dixon, which is great. It's a great letter. He's such a great writer. He goes, before I knew anything about Eric July, I knew one thing. I liked Eric July. And then and he goes, why? Well, all the right people hated him. It's kind of funny. So he talks and stuff through it. But then at the end, he goes, oh, and one more thing. He goes, Eric pays as soon as he approves the work. Now I love Eric July. Chuck Dixon. I mean, and so a nice letter, but that's it. The rest of it is all book. Great coloring, great quality paper, just great storytelling. I'm probably going through those too fast for everybody. Sorry, as I'm showing different panels.
Well, I would compare the quality of the book to, so like when DC puts out the trades, when they combine an entire series into one book and trade. That's what I would compare this to, is a DC or Marvel trade. It has
great
that
paperback. Okay.
Nice heavy covers, with beautiful artwork on the covers, beautiful bright coloring and everything, and then the pages just feel really nice.
Yeah. So the question is, okay, let's do our review then of the book. So if you were to say, if you had to give it a score, what score would you give it on the comic book realm?
Okay, so I didn't feel the story was as big as like the Isom stories.
Okay.
I felt this focused more on world building.
Fair enough.
Because you're getting the introduction to a couple more villain steps.
Yes, agreed.
Well, 4 more villains, really. 4 big villains, I would say. And kind of getting this feel, like you said, of a overarching villain, and that would be both hold on, I'm going back to the Alpha Core page. That would be both Lillian and Michael. I think they're kind of our overarching villains, and they're going to be kind of this head of this corporation and so on and so forth. I think they're going to bleed off into other books. And then we had great introduction to the Alpha Core, learning about each member of the Alpha Core, finding out more details on each member, that there is some inner turmoil within the group. It's not all roses.
Sunshine and roses, right?
Right. So I like the building of that, and I love the fact that this is what happens when you put alphas together. That's why they're called the Alpha Core, because they're all alphas. So with that all in consideration, I would give this an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
We didn't pick something for our scale on this one, but
that's all right.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I really enjoy it. It's a good book.
Yeah, it is a good book. I agree. I think 8 out of 10 puts me in the zone of, is it worth buying? And I would say yes. I agree with you. 8 out of 10, it's worth buying.
Heck yeah.
If you're able to get these, and what's cool is Eric is doing with Rippaverse is doing some really cool. Hey, we've got leftover books if you want to buy some, or here's bundles and with shirts and all that kind of stuff. And I would recommend if you are a comic book fan, you enjoy comic books, and you enjoy what they're trying to do at Rippaverse, I would get these first issues for sure. Absolutely. Because this is really the beginning of something really cool and something special. I mean, just started off with Isom, then went to Isom 2, now Alpha Core, now Yaira, now Gooding, and then after Gooding, is it Horseman? I mean,
I think we're getting Horseman and then Bloodworth.
Okay.
Is after, I believe Bloodworth is after Horseman. I think we're getting both those books this year.
Nice.
So this year we're getting Alpha Core, Gooding. We may get 4 books in 1 year. That's quite a bit. He's really starting to take off at this point, because Isom, I think, came out 1 year, and then Isom 2. Yeah. So he's really starting to pump forward. I think his company's getting a lot larger, and he's able to put more stuff out, and he's got more writers, more artists, and he's got big names. They're not, not just Joe Schmo off the street. These are guys and gals that are within the industry and know what they're doing and stuff. He's doing some cool stuff over there. I'm impressed with the Rippaverse. I wouldn't have bought the t-shirt if I was not impressed. So.
Right on. Very cool. Well, I'm enjoying them. I can't wait for us to get to Yaira, the next in the series. And then
I'm looking forward to Yaira. I actually have not read Yaira yet. I've been holding off.
I've been waiting. I too have been waiting, only from the aspect of I want to make sure. Oh, what am I trying to say? I want to go in order of release.
Yeah, that too. I want to go in order of release also. And I want to be fresh for our show and all that stuff. So I've been holding off, and I keep thumbing through it going, "Oh, this looks cool. This looks cool." But I haven't read the full story yet. So
gotcha. Well, that about wraps it up, everybody. If you have not had a chance to go to the Rippaverse website, I'm going to bring it back up, Mike, so that way you can show people where it's at. So you just go to rippaverse.com, and it has all kinds of stuff where you can go to. There's the store, there's different collections. It's organized really well. The different comics, characters is the new section. Discover about the Rippaverse. They do have a membership plan. I am not on it just yet. But you can get on their membership. They tell you how much they've already done. Like Gooding is done almost 10, I think they've already hit 10,000 books actually.
I don't know if this is current or not.
So it is very exciting. They have hit 10,000 books for sure on Rippaverse magazine number 2 already.
Nice.
Which is cool. So, but there's all kinds of different things that you can take a look at. It is good storytelling. It really is. Scroll down. There's Horseman.
Oh, there we go.
Does it have a release date on it? See, here we go. In cover A. Welcome to Force 5 characters. So they've added the characters. So it is coming. It
just like
Bloodwraith. Mm-hmm.
She looks so cool.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe Bloodworth is the next book. I thought Horseman was supposed to be, but I don't know. We'll see which one.
Yeah, very exciting.
I don't care. I'll be buying it. It makes no difference which one's first.
We're fans of the Rippaverse. Very excited about what they're doing, and it's pretty cool.
I might have to get a Horseman t-shirt too. I got my Rippaverse shirt. I got a Yaira shirt. I'll wear Yaira when we do that one.
Yeah, click on the Bloodwraith cover A.
Sure.
So everybody, so that way you can see it. So what you're seeing is just Bloodwraith.
Cover's great.
Yeah, it's a really good cover. It's really dark. It's got Blood Ruth at the top. Everybody looks like she's got some kind of energy emitting from her hands, kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about that character.
I can't wait till he does a animated trailer for her. That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
I liked her introduction in Isom 2. Her and Isom are fighting alongside each other, and they're fighting like bloodhound or like, I don't know, demon bloodhound things, and all kinds of demon characters. And
Right.
she's going to be a very dark character, magic based, and I'm looking forward to it. I think she's going to be really cool.
Mhm.
And then of course Horseman, I get a Batman feel to Horseman.
I get a Batman vibe.
Yeah, a Batman vibe. I'm not saying that he's like ripping off Batman or anything, but just that similar vibe of Batman. Batman, Nightwing, somewhere.
Yeah.
around.
Probably more like Nightwing because he's got the, I don't remember what you call those staffs things like.
Oh yeah, yeah. The same thing that Nightwing fights with. I forget what they're called too. But actually no, they're like actually they're more like
Billy clubs.
Scrima sticks.
Well, I don't know because they got handles and they got the little, I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out.
Somebody will tell us in the comments.
Nightwings are called the Scrima sticks.
Scrima sticks?
Mhm.
Okay.
Hector Lee Caballero.
All I know is the character looks really cool, and I can't wait to find out more about him.
Yes.
He's not in the Rippaverse magazine, was he?
No, I don't think so.
That would have been cool.
There's
a nice shot of Isom.
Nice.
Isom's very cool too.
Yeah, no, we don't see him I don't think we see him in Rippaverse magazine. We get Salvage, which is great.
Right.
Salvage.
Salvage.
And
that's his introduction. So
it is. I don't think we have anything with him. We've get the Isom 1, Isom 2. Oh no, wait. No, all we get is a page about Horseman coming this summer. So
just a little tease. Well, they need to hurry up because summer's coming to an end quick.
Yes. So I bet you the Soskas are doing Blood Ruth.
Yes, that is correct. Soska sisters did Yaira, and yes, they are doing Blood Ruth. So I'm looking forward to Blood Ruth too.
Yeah,
like I said, I really enjoyed her introduction in Isom too. I thought it was cool.
So Horseman is Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett again.
Ah, okay.
So exciting.
Yep, and they did a great job on Alpha Corso.
Yes. So we shall see, everybody. All right. Well, here, let me do this for you, everybody. Please check out our website at www.twogeeksmike.com. But as Mike referenced earlier, he is drinking Glitch Energy. And so if you want to check out Glitch Energy for yourselves, go ahead and go to glitchenergy.com and use the code 2geeks for 10% off your order. And they have a nice sample pack. And I would recommend that first for everybody, where you can get the cup and the samples of their different drinks, like the Maui Punch, which is really good. And then
Smurf juice.
Smurf juice was good. Everything. I don't think there was any in the. I enjoyed every single one in the sampler pack. Every single one of them was really good.
I did too.
Yep. Great. If you go to our website, everybody, 2geeksmike.com, you will find all things 2geeks. There you will find our Ko-fi page, and go to ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com, go /2geeks, or you can just go to our website and click the link there. If you want to support us, we got a $1 tier, a $2 tier, and a $3 tier. And that just helps us with everything. Or you can check out our merch page, which is 2geeksmikemerch.com. Or if you want to reach out to us, go to show@2geeksmike.com. Mike does a great job of keeping an eye on that one. Actually, I use that email for Mike more than Mike's personal email, kind of thing. So All right. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Mike?
Just this one thing. If you made it this far, please make sure and go and like and subscribe to us on both Facebook and on YouTube or Twitch or wherever you happen to be watching us. But really, really, we'd love you to go subscribe on YouTube and give the bell a tickle. If you give that bell a tickle, it will notify you every time we go live. And speaking of going live, we go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math on the rest because I don't like math. Now, however, next week we are taking a break. We will not be on next Saturday. And then we will return the following Saturday to do another Rippaverse book. We will be doing Yaira. I thought I had Yaira close by. I do, making sure that because
I have this cover of Yaira.
yeah, you and I got different covers of Yaira. Well, we got different covers of Alpha Core too. So,
yeah,
I think your cover is the basis for the statue that they did, which is really super cool. Although I don't have $500 to go spend on it.
I know, right? Even though there is a payment plan, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, sorry, Eric. Love you, but yeah, that's a little rich for my blood, buddy. No offense, but hey, if you got the money, go buy a statue of Yaira because it's a pretty darn cool character.
Yeah.
But like I said, make sure and go like us on YouTube. Go follow us. We are trying to build up our YouTube channel, get it larger over there. And if you would, share it with some friends too, somebody else who might like our content. And go through and like some of the individual videos. The algorithm likes that, and the more likes they get, it will suggest it to other people who may also like this type of content.
Yep. Right on.
All right. I think that's all I got to say. I still don't have a good tagline for Rippaverse. I don't know. We got to figure something out for. Anyway, so with that said, over and out, and well, may the force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,